When looking at bargains on FanDuel, we'll typically focus on hitters who are $3,200 or lower. For DraftKings, the threshold is around $3,800. In general, we'll only highlight players at the top end of that scale if they have star potential. Please note, these player picks were organized early in the day. For MLB contests, always check lineups and weather closer to game time. Rain, wind, or unexpected managerial decisions could open up additional sources of value. Be sure to keep an eye on the MLB headlines and injuries desk. Editor's note: stay ahead of the competition from wire to wire with rankings, customizable projections, trade evaluator, exclusive columns and more in our season pass. And start using optimized lineups on Yahoo, DraftKings and FanDuel with our DFS toolkit. Today we're looking at the 10-game all-day slate, which can be further broken down into 5-game early and 5-game late slates. FanDuel. To wit, he's using the exact same repertoire in the exact same way. Home runs and a low swinging strike rate plagued his first 2 outings. There's reason to hope for a rebound opposite the Toronto Blue Jays. They've made every opponent, except Chris Sale, look like a Cy Young candidate. Eovaldi can be expected to throw about 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. Tack on a 45% chance for the win bonus and we're looking at a good DFS foundation. Point 2 Neil Walker, C, 1B, Miami Marlins, FanDuel $2,100 per DraftKings $3,500. Walker has a mid-lineup role with the rebuilding Marlins and a friendly visit to Great American Ballpark. The Reds will call upon Sonny Gray tonight. One of the top-rated pitchers of the slate, Gray has turned in a Jekyll and Hyde performance over 2 starts. His first outing was ruled by horrific command. He followed up with a vintage gem. Walker has been trying, with mixed success, to play the launch angle game for 4 seasons now. He's a fly ball hitter against a ground ball pitcher at a tiny ballpark. This is about as good a matchup as we'll ever get for Walker. The Reds' bullpen is lacking 2.3 Dustin Pedroia 2B, Boston Red Sox, FanDuel $2,200 per DraftKings $3,600. If his rehab assignment is any indication, Pedroia is still a contact hound. Today he has a neutral matchup against Aaron Sanchez. The Blue Jays' righty looks largely the same as recent years. He's still far too sinker-forward for my liking. The Boston offense will be his first true challenge this season. Pedroia will hit down in the order, perhaps delivering multiple hits and a couple runs scored. Point 4 Josh Donaldson 3B, Atlanta Braves, FanDuel $3,200 per DraftKings $3,900. This is a truly exciting bargain. A miserable start to the season hides extremely healthy peripherals. Donaldson is on the cusp of a monstrous game. In some ways, I'm reminded of 2018 Matt Carpenter. As long as Donaldson stays on the field and keeps doing what he's doing, he'll have an excellent season. He has the platoon advantage against Steven Matz today. Point 5 Yasiel Puig, of Cincinnati, FanDuel $2,500 per DraftKings $3,800. Puig is set to return from his brief suspension today. Despite a slow start to the season, he's one of the top outfield targets today thanks to playing in Cincinnati. That's before considering his bargain price tag. The Marlins will call upon Pablo Lopez, an interesting pitcher to monitor this season. Expect volatility. Their bullpen is mostly unintimidating. Puig typically bats third for the Reds, sandwiched between Joey Votto and Eugenio Suarez. Also consider Spencer Turnbull. Det. SP is paired with a soft opponent, the Cleveland Indians. The bulk of the Cleveland lineup should be in the minors, on the bench, or outright retired. Only a couple players stand out as actual major league quality hitters. And while Jose Ramirez and Carlos Santana are above-average batters, 2 good players can't make up for 7 bad ones. Turnbull has shown a propensity for inducing strikeouts through 2 starts against similarly bad teams. He throws a 93 mph fastball with 2 above-average breaking balls. Long-term, he needs to increase his breaking ball usage if he wants to stick around as an effective contributor. Brian Anderson, me a 3B, looks like a solid value in Cincinnati. A slow start has depressed his price tag on both sites. Unfortunately, he's a ground ball hitter versus a ground pitcher, a recipe for ground balls. His likeliest path to production is by tagging a reliever. Young Ho Kong Pitt SS 3B is one of the best values available on DraftKings today, and is eligible at 2 positions, just 3B on FanDuel. The Korean slugger will have the platoon advantage against Jose Quintana at currently pitcher-friendly Wrigley Field. This matchup is attractive because Kong is cheap. He's still projected to be a below-average performer. Chris Davis, BA 1B, is terrible. He also costs just $500 on FanDuel, $2,200 on DraftKings. That gives you some strategic flexibility to punt a roster spot while hanging on to a small chance for a positive outcome. He's facing splitter specialist Aaron Brooks today. Maybe he'll hang one.